Hey guys. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is show you guys how to do your own brakes on a BMW f30. This is the rear drilled slotted rotor for the BMW f30 2012 to 2018. I had ordered them as a set. As you guys see, these here are already on. Well, when I came to put on the rear, they were the wrong size. So today I thought I'll do a video to show you guys how that's done. So jack pads important, have your tools ready, brake pads, sensor, rear rotor, and whatever other tools that I may need. So first thing's gonna be first, I'm gonna go ahead and get the jack aligned, and then I'm going to take some of those bolts off and leave one on and jack it up and take it off, take the wheel off. And you gotta put that manpower into it. And make sure that you have your tools. Release your bolts. So once you've removed the tire, you're going to want to remove that, like that. And there goes my eyeball. Oh, I gotta go to the doctor, you guys. I'll see you guys in a bit. Just kidding, I'm all right. So just in back here, there's a couple clips. These are caps. You just pop those on out of there. There's one there, and you can feel around. Cap just like that one there. And let me see here. Another one there. Simple, remove that. Then inside of there, you're gonna loosen the screws. There's two 8, I think they're called hex. Hex screws in there. So I'll be taking that off next. You can tackle it from above, right? So I'm going to want to be careful because I'm not going to want to cut myself. So what I'm going to do is do that, put down the camera and do it. Yeah, so anyhow, you just undo that, and then you're going to want to pull that. Where's the focus on this thing? What can I see? Oh, down here. So I'm going to use a screwdriver to kind of like get underneath behind there and pry that out. Alrighty. There, it pushed it out. So just put that to the side. The top one's gonna be the exact same thing. I'm gonna remove that one. Now that those are out, I'm just gonna pull the sensor right in here, right here. Out. So what you guys would do is, this tool is specifically made for brakes. And what I'm doing is twisting this thing so that what's behind that brake pad, that about an inch up there, that gets pushed back in. It's kind of like a reset. When you're resetting or when you're changing your brakes, it resets, right? So as you see, there's no space between here and here anymore. I backed that thing all the way out, so now I can actually pop this out. And again, it's going to take 2 hands. So back here, there are 2 bolts that need to come off. Right? Kind of weird. You guys, I'm not trying to use my film skills in this. It's just, you know, I know YouTube can get away with just haggerty-daggerty shooting. So I'm just going to pull these off. These are a 16 millimeter, and I'm going to use my impact gun to do that. That will remove the bracket. So we need to remove the bracket, then we need to remove the rotor. So those are removed. All right, and that removed that. So what I'm going to want to do is there's this needs to come off. This is a Allen key, big Allen key. So we're going to remove that, and that should release the rotor. And I might have to hit on it a couple times with the mallet to remove the rotor. That is a 732 Allen key, guys, just so you know for the record. All right, and I'm telling you, I tried to remove this before on the front, and it wasn't so easy. I actually had to drill a hole through this, right? Because those aren't necessarily needed to hold on your tire, because bolts kind of go through these gigantic, you know, holes. Yeah. So I had to do a little bit of jarring to get rid of that, or to get the rotor off. Not too much, but just a little bit. I just know it can be a little bit of a challenge, but you'll get it off. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab the other rotor. Once you get your rotor on, just tighten your bolt that holds the rotor on, and you're good to go. So remember we pulled the sensor out in the beginning. So just on the side here of your caliper, you're going to want to lift that up, pull it out. Follow the wire. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and get myself up because the wire is, or the sensor wire is here. So I'm going to have to unclip this. How does that go? Okay. That needs to come out of there. So this is probably going to take me a minute just to sort out, guys. I think I'm going to have to undo this up here. Press that in and open it up. Actually, I was wrong there. So there's a clip right down here. You just get in there and pop that open. And I think there's going to be another. Yeah, it's holding on the other end too. So there's a clip there. That clip opens. Right, guys. And here we are. This is going to be somewhere. Let me see here where this is going. Okay. So that too has a clip on it. Open that one and open that one. I feel like bozos will clown you guys. It's much easier from down here. So you can see what needs to be done, and the clips are just more evident of where and how, and you just pop and pull. You don't need a screwdriver or anything, you guys. I'm just trying to be a show off. And so follow that cord, and you see it plugs in right there. You don't want to pull the other one. Do not pull the other one. This one right here, you see? So that's on the right side, right? No, that's the one we're going to pop. Place that back, and then this here. Oh boy, is that running somewhere else? Where, man, I'm going like miles and miles and miles here. So that's got to pop out. And then just right behind them big old springs, there's another clip that needs to be done. I'm gonna reach in there and pop that one. Okay, and let's find where it goes. How does that sound, guys? Alrighty, so good. On this side, I'm gonna reach behind the springs, so it's this one, it's the bottom one. Bang, bang, bang. I see that. Make sure. Yep. And then it goes on up in here, and now I just remembered this needs to come off. I need to get back there. So let me do that. And so yes, that needed to come back. Pop that back. Right, you need to change your sensors as well when you change your brakes and all that. So there's a little box here. Just pop that open, and it's this one right here. So I'm just gonna pull these two apart. So just pop your new one back in there, like I just did. And I'm gonna run it back the same way that I took it out. So there you have it, you guys. just run it through everything, and then there's this little cap here on right here that you pop in. Just run it along back where it came from, and you're good. Now remember, you guys, everything goes back in reverse order. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this shoe on, and put the bolts back on. And that, my friends, is a 16 millimeter. Okay, so go ahead and get your bolt back on there. Tighten. Bada boom, bada bang. And do the same for the top. Okay. At this point, I'm going to add a little bit of Sil Glide brake lubricant, and I'm going to apply that a little bit on the outside. I'm going to rub that in, right? And this will help stop the brakes from squeaking. All right, so I'll just go ahead and get this all mucked up. Get down on the sides here. Get there in the back, up top here. All right, just kind of get right in there, get it all greased up, because you don't want it to be all squeaky. You know what I mean? Alrighty, so that is done, and what I'm going to do is, this thing's like a puzzle, so I'm just going to pop this right back into the rotor. I just have it sitting there, but that hole, you can see the hole there, that's where these prongs are going to pop into. Repeat the same thing with the other one. Okay, they're all over there, down there, and there, and there. Okay, and so I just put the caliper up there just to show. This one's going to go right in here when I close it. Well, I can just take that off right now because I already popped that in right there. So I'll put that there, and I guess I'll just grab this right now, and that goes in this way. Try not to get grease where it's not supposed to be. So there we go. So I'm just going to pop the caliper back over that and put some grease on these screws right here, and pop them back in the back, and that end of it should be pretty well done to mendo. So same thing goes with these here screws that have the 8 millimeter hex on the back. Put a little bit of this stuff on there as well. Here, maybe I can use that. I just don't want dirt getting on there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there. I'm just going to rub it in and slide it on back in behind the back end there. And back. Tighten it up. So just make sure that you get it good and tight, you guys. Okay, so now this piece is going to have to go on in here, and it's going to take a little bit of work because I want to get these in the holes and pop it over so that it just clamps. So I'm going to do that. Okay, that's in. Hey, don't forget to put this bolt back in, you guys. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and put my sensor in. And you can see right there. Okay, that's where your sensor is going to go. Alrighty. And then, let me see here. It goes this way. I think it goes this way. There, that's in. Bada boom, bada bing. Alright. So once all is said and done, just get your screws all lined up. Pop the nut back on there. You guys are almost good to go. And you guys be big rolling. Big rolling. I'm trying to tell you, man. Now I'm just going to torque those down. I think it's 108 Newton meters each one. Correction, guys, 103 foot-pounds of torque. All right, 103 foot-pounds of pure torque. So you just want to kind of give it the pressure until it clicks. See there? We are good to gizzo. And then, don't want to scratch up my vehicle. What the heck? Okay, so trying to be all skillful here, one-handed. It's almost as hard as chewing gum and walking at the same time. There we go. So you guys get the idea. Okay, guys, you can see the job is done. I will put on my M caliper caps on a little bit later. A bit later on today. So this side, actually there is no sensor. There's only one sensor, and that's on the other side that I just showed you. And that will be on the passenger side. The sensor for the fronts are on the driver's side. There's just one on the driver's side, and there's one over there on the passenger side on the other side. Hope this has been helpful.